It's starting to feel as if Muslims have settled our mind to the inevitability that Gazans will have to flee their land or die there. This dangerous mindset, an Ummah-wide depression, is only growing the Zionist narrative of destruction and occupation. I went in search of a different narrative, a narrative in which Gaza's people not only stay in their land, but have the strategic partners to support them in bringing it back to beauty, to life. The budding of a coherent strategy for this incredible rebuild may have its roots right here in Turkey.
Istanbul is hosting a very important summit. It's bringing together dozens of agencies from around the world, specifically the Muslim world, to talk about the rebuilding of Gaza. And it's called Gaza the Day After, which, yeah, it kind of sounds like a horror movie title. And that's pretty much what it is. The rebuilding is going from horror to hope. And here's something interesting that I heard. The United Nations were asked to be here, by the way, but they said they can't come. Why? Because they have no plan for Gaza's rebuild.
Meanwhile, prominent members of the Israeli government have laid out their future vision for Gaza, namely permanent Israeli military occupation and new Jewish settlements there. Daniela Weiss is the head of a radical settler organization.
The entire Gaza Strip, not just part of it, not just a few settlements, the entire Gaza Strip from north to south. Thousands of people are ready to move to Gaza now.
The other side is thinking that they will vanish the Gaza community completely. They are also even planning to sell their plots and so on. And sadly, many of our community members around the world, they also start to think that the future of Gaza is either to flee from there or, if nothing, then face death.
Remember, 90% of Gazans are hungry every day now. More than 70% of farming lands are destroyed. 30% of children suffer acute malnutrition. And 2 million people, young, old and disabled, are on the brink of starvation. How is it possible to stay focused on hopefulness with this on our minds and in our hearts? Mansour Schumann is a courageous citizen journalist from Gaza. He escaped the war after many months and is now non-stop advocating for Palestinian rights.
We are here together with over 200 charities talking about what we will do when it comes to humanitarian aid and Gaza. We are also here to strategize about Gaza the day after the permanent ceasefire.
Alhamdulillah, we're in daily contact with our brothers and sisters inside Gaza, both in the north and the southern regions. Despite everything that is being thrown at them, despite the siege, despite them going through so many different calamities, however, their mental stamina, their strength, their faith remains very strong and belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They, especially in the north, where the Zionists are trying to force them to go south, you have over 750,000 still remaining strong there, not willing to move an inch from their land. So they do not want to repeat what their ancestors did in 1948, 1967, when they were forced to leave their cities and their villages. Whenever I feel down, I speak with the people on the ground there. They are remaining strong. They want to stay where they are. However, they need the support of the international community. They need your support, and they bring up my hope.
At the summit, I was invited to experience the reality of moments in Gaza via VR glasses. I have to say, I did not want to put them on.
Oh boy, Bismillah.
Just 8 weeks after October the 7th, the ancient Omari Mosque in Gaza was deliberately targeted by occupation missiles. It was left in rubble. Israel has destroyed 79% of mosques, 3 churches in Gaza, during its genocidal war. Along with 814 mosques flattened, another 148 are damaged. 3 churches were also destroyed.
Thank you. And seeing the before and after. And the rubble, the sheer amount of rubble. I remember going to Gaziantep and seeing the earthquake there. And it's earthquake upon earthquake upon earthquake.
So ويمكرون ويمكر الله والله خير الماكرين. They can always devise their plans, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the best of planners. And this is the Holy Land. This is Palestine, right? This is a place where always positive historic change comes from.
No matter how much distraction they do, no matter how many people they kill, no matter how lowest of the lowest level of humanity they go, but inshallah, one day we will revive Gaza again.
So that's quite emotional again, subhanAllah. I was just speaking to a young sister about these tins over here, and she told me that she is from Gaza. She didn't want to go on camera, she's very shy. And that before her sister, younger sister, was shaheed, she tasted this and said it's one of the best things she ever tasted, subhanAllah. And it's just, and then her other sister had a dream, and the sister came and said, I'm shaheed, with her 2 children, and she was pregnant, alhamdulillah. These are the truths coming out of Gaza. But I want us to have a look at this, and please get behind this project. I think it's absolutely brilliant.
We make qurban, sacrifice 5,000 buffaloes from India. After that, the meat was shipped to Dubai, then canned in these cans and sent to Jordan. Through Jordan, they go on convoys to southern Gaza. We have videos from people from southern Gaza eating meat since months, you know. This is meat, this is not lunch or nothing but meat, which could be stayed for 2 years inside this can and could be consumed. This was the project. We did all of that because alive animals were not able to enter because Netanyahu was not giving their permission to them to enter. You can give your donation, sacrificing for the next project 2025, inshallah.
Sectors addressed at the summit included infrastructure projects such as removing the hundreds of tons of rubble, energy supply, water.
And we are planning from now how to basically re-establish Gaza. We bringing all the stakeholders and players of this sector, humanitarian sector, from around the world. Mashallah, 40 plus countries are present here, and inshallah we hope we will find a solution.
All their plans, what they are doing right now, planning their settlements, etc., this is all just a waste of time and effort and money. And inshallah, victor will be to those who remain resilient and steadfast and have the right message for the whole world, the people of Gaza and Palestine.
Look, I know it's easy to become hopeless with what we're seeing coming out of Gaza and that awful footage, but here's the thing, hopelessness is a tool of shaitan. In fact, it's an act of kufr. What we need to be is active ambassadors for Gaza and Palestine, to stand with them, beside them, to plan for the rebuilding. There isn't going to be no reoccupation, no resettlement of Gaza. Bi-idhnillah ta'ala, we are there for the long haul with this. The British Empire once colonized a third of the world for hundreds of years, and that colonization ended, and so will this one, bi-idhnillah. And we are there for the day after. Salam alaikum.